Hello and welcome to Top Plays Week 6 with me, TCP. And today I have 4 replays for you. Back to our regular starting amount, our average amount, 4 replays. You know, pretty good amount. Not 3, not 7, just 4. So first we got Hutch versus Dave. Endgame scenario. And in the endgame, every mon matters, especially when it's a close endgame like this. So it's Lopunny versus Infernape. Mach Punch or Vacuum Wave is bound to be incoming. So Hutch can either switch into Quagsire or Latias. Now Latias can deal with everything, while Quagsire can only deal with Infernape and in Zygarde. So Hutch decides to go Quagsire, and Dave reveals the Mach Punch. Now this is the first time I think that Infernape was in, and revealing the Mach Punch really baits Hutch into thinking that this Infernape is purely physical. I'm not sure if the calc reflects that, but I assume it does. So when he reveals the Grass Knot and gets rid of the Quagsire, that's pretty much enough to change the game. Because if they're even, every time Latias comes in, Latias gets a kill, so Latias would be able to get 3 kills. But now that Hutch only has 2 Mons or 1 Sack, he can only really get 2 kills. And if Dave plays it correctly, which he does, he only allows Hutch to get 2 kills, and he lets Dave, and this eventually lets Dave win this game. So moving on, we have Milan versus Malone. The M names, the similar M names. Both have M's, both have N's. You know, nice stuff. So, first we see the Z Haze, nice tech from Volcanion. Volcanion's a wall this game, so he wanted that nice healing. Volcanion doesn't get reliable healing. And Resto Chesto was probably not something he wanted. He probably wanted Haze, just in case for like something like Calm Mind Slowbro or Belly Drum. So in comes Thundurus, and Malone feels behind. So what he decides to do is he decides to double into Kartana, thinking that he can scare out this Volcanion. But Milan makes a good read in 2 ways. If that Thundurus is a Nasty Plot variant with Sticky Web up, it has the potential to sweep Milan. So Milan doesn't want that to happen. So for him to stop that, he wants to kill Thundurus right there. 2. Because Malone makes this play, Milan just gets a free attack off from a Volcanion. And Volcanion hits really hard, so anytime it gets a free attack, it's really nice. Especially against something so Spidef weak, like this Kartana. So Kartana takes 68, and I'm pretty sure it's Life Orb. Don't quote me on that. But if it is Life Orb, then it dies in 1 more hit. Can't really do anything for the rest of this game. And it puts Malone more into a backseat. Moving on, we have Vish versus Ferret. Turn 7. He decides to Nasty Plot on the Mega Venusaur. Now, Mega Venusaur is a pretty free Nasty Plot for him. And in comes X-Cloud. And this tells him that nothing traditionally beats Thundurus on Ferret's team right now. So this tells Vish that X-Cloud must be a non-traditional counter, aka it must be like a Assault Vest. So he decides to pop the Z move, so he gets rid of the non-traditional counter. In comes Haxorus. Now Haxorus can do 2 things. Haxorus can either attack right now and potentially kill the Thundurus and get it out of the way, so it can't set up on Venusaur later in the game, or like Selly, or anything now that his Thundurus answer is gone. Or it can also try to set up to win the game. So Vish decides that it's too much of a risk to let him set up, so he decides to attack. And he does 96% to the only thing that can potentially switch in and take a hit later on in the battle. So this is really, because he got this play right, and the Dragon Dance happened here, he can really afford to sack something now and save this Thundurus, because next time it comes in on Mega Venusaur, it wins this game. So he decides to sack the Mega Beedrill, and he goes into Zydog just because extreme speed is a guaranteed kill, or if he switches out, he loses his speed boost. And I pressed reset. So we're going back to that turn. Don't mind me. So he extreme speeds safely just to make sure nothing weird happens. He goes into Passimian on the Ice Punch. Now what he can do is he can U-turn. And because Venusaur's in, like I said before, Thunderous comes in for free on Venusaur. And at this point, he can just win with a Nasty Plat. So he Nasty Plats up, and there's nothing Ferret can do to stop him now, because it's one thing that can take an HP flying is at 4% now. Everything else is chipped, I think, except for Torkoal. Torkoal might be able to live one hit, but not likely. Not from a +2 Thunderous. Yeah, nothing can take a hit from Thunderous, and Vish wins this game. Moving on, we have AZ versus me, TCP. So Jolteon doing some weird baton pass shenanigans. I go for Sludge Bomb just to break the sub. It breaks it on anything that he wants to go into. And I decide to go hard Darmanitan because Scyther is a huge threat to my team. The only thing that really outspeeds it is Latios. And Latios can't really kill it outside of maybe like T-Bolt or like HP Rock. So Scyther, because I don't really have much rock setup potential, Scyther can really take advantage of my team's speed and my lack of really setting up rocks. So I had a good feeling that he would set up, and so I went hard Darmanitan, bluffing the Scarf. So he switches out into Incineroar, and I reveal the Belly Drum. So now I have a +1 speed Darmanitan at +6 attack, and nothing can take a hit. He goes into Medicham to fake out, potentially kill me in like 1 or 2 fake outs, but I run the Protect, so he can't do that. So his answer to me is something that's faster, that's Scarf. AKA, if Miltank is Scarf, or if Jolteon is Scarf, or if Scyther is Scarf. And Scyther was not Scarf, as we've seen. He goes into Miltank, the one thing that can take a hit, especially if he got like 1 or 2 Intimidates from Lando. But now that it's taken this hit, everything dies. One shot from this Darmanitan, and the Crispy Gorilla racks up a 6-0 sweep starting from like turn 7. Pretty crazy. Anyways, that's it for this week. I'm pretty chill with these 4 replays. So maybe next week we'll have 4 replays. But there is something I want to say. So this week it marks almost the halfway point of the season. If there's any games that any of the viewers have been have felt like they've done a play that hasn't really been shown or explained about on top plays, something I can do maybe later on the season, maybe I will say week 10. I'll think about it more. I'll talk to Hutch about it. This is something I'm coming up with on the spot. But if there's any replays that I haven't shown, any plays that you happened already that I haven't shown off in top plays, submit a form about it. I'll put the form in the description for this video, and I will get to it either sometime after I'll check the forms, and after I get a form, I'll either do it that week that I get it, or I will do it a set week, which I will talk to about next week if we decide to set a week about it. So just some informational stuff at the end for any plays that haven't gone very noticed. And that's all from me, TCP. And yeah, see ya next time.